What's up, YouTube? How's everybody doing? It's your boy Reg in the building. And the album I'm going to talk about today is Talking Heads with their seventh studio album, True Stories. This was released on September 15th, 1986. This is pretty much the soundtrack to David Byrne's movie, True Stories, of the same name. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there's more to that story, by the way. Talking Heads consists of members David Byrne, Chris Friends, Jerry Harrison, and Tina Weymouth. Singles albums were known for was Wild Wild Life, Love for Sale, and Radiohead. And Talking Heads produced this whole album. So after the release of Little Creatures, you know what I'm saying, they pretty much was working on this supposed movie and everything like that too, you know what I'm saying? And it was supposed to have been a movie like the brainchild of David Byrne called The True Stories, a film about a bunch of people in Virgil, Texas. You know what I'm saying? So it was like his like passion project and everything like that too, like to follow up like the massive success of Stop Making Sense. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I've never actually seen this movie, and it was just news to me recently that this was a soundtrack and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely have to watch the movie at some point. I might talk about the movie when I talk about the other Talking Heads material down the line and stuff like that too. All right, so later on that year, David Byrne also released an album called Sounds from True Stories, which was like incidental music in the soundtrack as well too. You know what I'm saying? And then the official film soundtrack was finally released in 2018. But when we came to this album right here and everything, this came out around the time when they were definitely getting at it with each other. You know, they had like a lot of creative tension. Like I feel like the creative tension really reached the peak after the Stop Making Sense. You know what I'm saying? Because many people have said that David Byrne definitely tried to be more of like a stronger figure, stronger hand in the group and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. And I mentioned to you guys in the last review of Little Creatures that when it comes to the last three Talking Heads albums, you know what I'm saying, this is I kind of consider this like a bounce back from Little Creatures, but I don't consider it a great album, but I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. This is the album cover right here. Very, very bold and everything, just Talking Heads, you know. Honestly, I'm going to be real. This might be like their worst album cover up to date. Cause I feel like the other previous album covers, you know what I'm saying, like Remain in Light and what's that album? Speaking in Tongues, they definitely had like a different abstraction, a different feeling, but this is what it is. Can't get mad. You know, this is what the CD looks like. Very famous picture of Talking Heads too. All right, and I could have easily done both this one and this one together in one video, but I feel like both albums have something different to say about each and one of them. I really can't wait to talk about the Naked album and whatnot. Yeah. So this album has 9 tracks, and we're gonna get started with the first song, Love for Sale. This is a very great song. This is what might be like the most hard rock song up to this point. Nice way to kick off the album. Nice way to kick off the album and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? What I got from this song, Love for Sale, how can I put this? This is pretty much the equivalent to Neil Young's This Note's for You. If you guys know that song, like This Note's for You, I think that came from like his 1988. I forgot the name of the album, but it's a dope album, but I forgot the name of it. You know what I'm saying? But it's pretty much attacking a lot of like the materialistic values the 80s came, especially when it came to like a lot of commercials. And this is around the time when you had a lot more artists like endorsing, having more endorsement deals and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? So Talking Heads was pretty much like making fun of that and everything. And this is actually one of the few Talking Heads songs that have like distorted guitar parts and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So I actually like this song. It's a nice way to kick off the album. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about that. I had to text my coworker. All right. So yeah, Love for Sale. Nice way to kick off the album. Track number two, we got this Puzzling Evidence. Very fun track right here, you know what I'm saying? With this song, you definitely have vocals from the Burt Cross Choir, who definitely add like a more gospel tone to it and everything. Like this is definitely a very fun track. I love it. Track number three, Hey Now. This track was okay. You know what I'm saying? For one, you know, this is another song that features a chorus from another choir, the St. Thomas Aquinas Elementary School Choir. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, it's just about like he's writing from a perspective of a kid who does not want his parents like boss him around 24/7 and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's okay. It's not really one of my favorites off this album. Track number four. Excuse me. Track number four, Papa Legba. Another cool song. This is definitely one of the more Talking Heads ish songs on this album. You know what I'm saying? And it definitely fits in with the movie and everything because you know Louis Fine, which is like John Goodman's character of the movie and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I think he got exposed to some voodoo or some shit. And yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, I've never actually seen this movie, so this is like an album I have to watch the movie to really get the soundtrack. But I mean, it's pretty cool track. It definitely kind of fits in with like the little creatures and everything like that too. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Television Man. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's that. Next track, track number five, Wild Wild Life. Now, if you ask a lot of people, this might be the best known song of the album. This was a single and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty much talking about pop stars who take themselves very seriously and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much making fun of like those godlike figures and everything. Because you got to remember the '80s. You had this was the era of the Michael Jacksons, the Madonnas, the Princes, the John Bon Jovi, you know, and so on, and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? And the music video is very dope too. It's kind of crazy too because a lot of the members said this was like their favorite music video they've done, and this was at the height of their tension. But they said they all had a great time making this, and all the members are pretty much like dressed up as like certain pop figures at the time. Like Jerry Harrison was dressed up with as Prince. Tina was dressed up as Apollonia. Chris had like an Ozzy Osbourne kind of like look. They were just like having different costumes all throughout. I felt like that was a fun music video, and that video actually won the group a best group video at the 1987 VMAs and whatnot too. So you know that was a pretty good look for them. Next track we got is Radiohead. This one right here, again, it kind of like has one of those television. It kind of reminds me of Television Man, but this time it is through the perspective of radio. This time, and in case you guys are wondering, yes, this is where the group Radiohead got their name from. Tom York even said this in an interview. Originally, they were known as a group, and I quote, called On a Friday, but they changed the name to Radiohead. They changed the name to Radiohead once they got to deal with EMI. This one was okay. I kind of prefer Television Man more, but it is what it is. Track number 7, Dream Operator. I didn't really care for this song too much. I didn't like the beat. Track number 8, People Like Us. Again, another one of those Talking Heads ish songs. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very dope. This is sung in the perspective of John Goodman's character Louis Fry and everything like that too, who's like a sad person looking for love and everything. So definitely a very cool track. And the last song on this album, City of Dreams. My favorite song on this album, honestly. You know what I'm saying? And this is like a more uplifting kind of song. And it's not really all the way, it's not all the time like they've done ballads like this, you know what I'm saying? And again, a ballad is my favorite track. That's kind of interesting. And it's pretty much just talking about how one wants to make history, wants to make an impact, no matter like how small the world is and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So this one was a very, very, very dope track right here, and I highly recommend it. I actually feel like it's kind of underrated. You don't hear a lot of Talking Heads fans talk about this track like that. Overall, this is a very dope album. Um, it's good, but it's not great. I'm gonna be real with you, because there was still some filler on this album as well too. It's kind of interesting. I said Little Creatures. I didn't care for the album too much, but I was still blown away by it, by some tracks. Whereas with this album, I was not blown away as much. But it's kind of interesting. See, it's very interesting because like I still feel like this is still Talking Heads ish. There's more Talking Heads ish songs than Little Creatures, if that makes sense too. You know what I'm saying? I definitely felt like once I watched the movie, I'll have a better understanding on the album. But I'm gonna give this album I'll say a 3.5 out of 5. Definitely highly recommended. And stay tuned on my review for Naked. Thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all subscribe and like this video, and I'll see y'all later. Peace. Oh shit, I forgot I was still